Hello, I'm Miss Samantha Mann. Welcome to my box of issues. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to You Do It, Miss Samantha Mann's Guide to Freelance Agony Aunting, which is the new series which we're putting out as part of Miss Samantha Mann's box of issues. All this new language one has to learn when one does this sort of thing. So I'm joined here again, of course, by Barbara Brownskirt, who is participating in this process of learning how to be a freelance agony aunt. Whether or not she will graduate at the end of the process is yet to be seen. So the second episode in the series, which is where we are today, is called Understand. So this is an important part. Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt for a moment just to say you might hear some construction happening in the background. They're doing some drilling and hammering next door. I wasn't aware that was scheduled, but I'm told that the team was aware that it was happening. They simply didn't realise, but they didn't understand, did you? Didn't understand how much that would be troubling while we're trying to do this sort of work. But anyway, extraordinary, the sort of things that people don't understand. But that's really the subject of this week's episode, isn't it? It is an important stage in the process if one is to help people as an agony aunt. We listened last week, didn't we, Barbara? And next week we'll be doing, we'll come to that next week, but this week we're understanding. And so I have a dilemma here, an example of a dilemma that somebody wrote during one of my performances, which I think is quite instructive in this sense. This person wrote, I'd like to drop a stone and a decade, what do I do? And I think that's an excellent example of somebody who's failing to understand how the world works, and that's really all one can say in response. There are other dilemmas, on the other hand, which are just quite simply incomprehensible. I think it's important to point that out. So things like, my life is perfect, how do I find a challenge? Or, I put a dead badger in a suitcase today and put it in the bin, did I do the right thing? Or quite simply, Diane, somebody has written. And these make me think that perhaps a lot of people coming to the sorts of events that I organise, where the freelance agony aunting happens, are just very, very lonely. And all they're wanting, I think so many people are lonely nowadays, aren't they, Barbara? And people
also,
are just, they want to hear they want their voice to be heard, is what's happening. They want to know that their ideas are going out into the world and that somebody is in some way receiving them and perhaps responding to them. That's how I read.
Also, it's because you're not needed so much at the library anymore that I think you find me being here a comfort. Volume 13, Susan's Remains. This poem is called Autumn Leaf, open bracket, or Susan, why did you have to change, close bracket. Treasured brown leaf, crumbling on my bed, you were once a flaming flamenco red. Before that, banana yellow, soft and unwashed. And before that, attached, green and hetero brainwashed. And that's a poem about a leaf going backwards in its life.
Do visit the Facebook page. Look for Ms. Samantha Mann.